So, hi guys. So, up next in the celebrity news report on the Marion Chronicles. I'm on a roll today, just making all these videos, but take it all with a grain of salt, you guys. So Nicole Kidman is happy to be back to work after she filed for divorce from her husband, Keith Urban, back in September, on September 29th, I believe, or was it September 24th? I was quite stunned. I don't know about you guys, as if it's any of my business. I don't know anything about these people's relationship, and yet I'm stunned. I'm stunned simply because on the outside, I would say that I haven't seen many Hollywood couples who looked as happy, as happy and sort of perfect together. I mean, Keith and Nicole's just seemed perfect together. Really, to me, they were sort of the benchmark, the example, the enviable, perfect couple. Really, so I sort of romanticize things, and I suppose there was a time in their relationship when that was probably true. And I think, like many relationships, they grew apart over the years, but it wasn't visible on the outside. On the outside, I think it just looked like they were together forever. So I was stunned. I was absolutely stunned. And I have read many different stories about, why they divorced. Nicole cited irreconcilable differences, and she wants primary custody of their two daughters, Faith and Faith and Sunday, I think. And he hasn't put up any fight about that publicly anyway. So I guess that's how that's going to be. I've read that he has met someone else. I don't know whether that's true or false. So it's not like I'm spreading it or anything. I'm just, because I'm commenting, I'm mentioning it, but I want to do that responsibly by saying that these are allegations. I don't know if it's true that he met a 25-year-old guitarist and fell in love with her, right? So don't quote me on it. I'm just saying these are the allegations that are going around that I saw and that I read and that I was quite stunned by, because like, what 25-year-old could compete with this beautiful woman? It is true that Nicole is in her 50s, but just look at this beautiful woman, What more do these men want? And I frankly think she aged a lot better than Keith did, because Keith looked very boyish for a very long time. And then suddenly, I think he looks his age, which I guess happens to some of us. We just look so young and fresh, and then boom, bam, ba-da-da-dum. One day we wake up and we look like we're 75. But I do think that Nicole has aged beautifully. I mean, I don't even want to say that she aged, because, what does that even mean? I just think she looks absolutely beautiful. And I have no doubt that she will be in a relationship with someone else, I suppose her third husband, before we can all blink. Do you think there's any chance she would get back with Tom Cruise? Because I was always kind of heartbroken about that breakup too, in the sense that back in the day, whenever that was, when they broke up so suddenly, I was stunned, and it seems Nicole was also stunned. And so when she met Keith, I mean, she had dated a few people, including Lisa Bonet's ex, Lenny Kravitz, I think. And nobody was sort of buying that relationship with Lenny Kravitz. And right after that, she met Keith Urban. And he just, again, seems so perfect for her, So I just wonder whether she'll go back to Tom Cruise, because that was just so sudden, and she seemed to have really loved Tom, and she was blindsided when he left her. And then he went on to have this very disastrous marriage to Katie Holmes. And I've always wondered whether he regretted dumping Nicole the way that he did, given that she went on with Keith to have such a seemingly golden marriage, right? It was so, shiny and golden and beautiful together. Will she go back with Tom Cruise? Now, that would be very interesting. This happens sometimes to some couples where they part, like Black China and Rob Kardashian, for example. They part for years, and then they realize there really is nothing better than us, the two of us. And so they get back together again. This happens all the time. I wonder whether that will happen with her and Tom Cruise, although he's supposedly dating this actress named Anna something or the other, right? They were in Vermont the other day, I think. So I guess maybe that's not going to happen. But if it did, it would be very interesting. Still, I'm very heartbroken for Nicole. I'm sure that, as much as she's moving on with her life, a divorce is never fun and it will take some adjustment. But she's so beautiful that I know that she'll meet somebody a lot quicker than I ever will. That's for sure.